Every injured worker's primary goal is recovering and getting back to 100%. So why are you stuck with the employer's crappy doctor? Can you choose your own? Well, can you? Hi, my name is Britt Morrell with the Colorado law firm Kaplan Morrell. We've been helping injured and disabled workers and their families get the benefits they deserve for work injuries since 1997. And if this video helps you, be sure to hit the like and subscribe or comment below. We'd love to have you be part of our online community. In this video, I'm going to discuss with you the most important part of your workers' compensation benefits, which is the medical care. And we're going to talk about who gets to designate your treating doctor, and we'll talk about 5 ways injured workers can legally select their own physician for their work injury. And stick to the end, and we'll talk about the biggest mistake injured workers make when trying to get medical care for a work injury under their own insurance. And with that, let's dive into it. The law says in Colorado that the employer gets to designate the treating physician in the first instant, which means if you've reported an injury, you report it to your employer. Your employer has a right to select who's going to be the treating physician. Now, there's some changes to that law. It used to be that the employer could just say, go to this particular clinic, etc. But now the employer, in most cases, it's not universal, there are some, as always, exceptions. And the employer is supposed to provide an injured worker with a list of physicians to choose from, and at least one of those physicians has to be under different ownership. This is called a designated provider list. Okay, so you take a look at that list, you choose your doctor, and voila, now you're with the company doctor. So how can you change your own doctor? Well, number one, if you don't get a designated provider list, you can select your own physician, but that's problematic. And the reason it's problematic is because you kind of have to pay for it, and then you have to go to court, and you have to then get a judge to show that they didn't do it, and that can be a little challenging to do, frankly, because generally injured workers just want to get medical care right away, even if it means giving up their rights. But number one, if they don't give you a DPL, you do have a right to select your own physician. Number two, you can, within 90 days of your injury, switch to another physician on that list. And that can be pretty helpful because maybe you go to one doctor, maybe there, of those 4 clinics, there's one that's pretty good there, but you accidentally selected the bad one. Well, if you're connected with a law firm like Kaplan Morrell, we'll be able to look at that list if it's within 90 days of the injury and get you to the better clinic. Number 3, you can request in writing a change of physician. So there is a particular form that you can fill out. You send it to the insurance company and you'd say, hey, I don't want company doctor to be my doctor anymore. I want personal doctor to be my doctor. And if the insurance company doesn't say no within 20 days in writing, then you have a right to change doctor to your own physician. As you can imagine, insurance companies are on the lookout for this form, but sometimes they slip and they don't say no. Number 4, you can go to court and convince a judge. Now, that is a little challenging. You've got to show really specific reasons why you want to change physician, and they can't just be, well, it's the company doctor, I think they're biased. You've got to show that they're really not they're really giving you shoddy care. Like, for example, they're not generating medical records. They've only seen you once and they keep shunting you off to physician's assistant, nurses, etc. You've really got to show some lapse in standards or care, etc. Simply mistrusting the doctor isn't enough to get a judge often to change physician. And the other problem with that approach is it can take 3 to 4 months to get in front of a judge. In the meantime, you're kind of stuck with this physician. Okay. Number 5, you can get the insurance company to agree to a new physician. This sometimes helps. I mean, I've done it. I've typically gone from one occupational doctor to another in certain events, but you can get the insurance company to agree to change of doctor. You can. So What's the biggest mistake sometimes injured workers do? So some clients think that they should just go to their own personal doctor and treat under their health insurance. And this is really risky for three reasons. Most medical providers will not treat work injury. So if they ask you and you say it's work related, they'll decline to treat you, in which case you could lie and say it's not work related, but then you've just sunk yourself, because now you've given the insurance company an excellent reason to say you never suffered a work injury, because here you are telling a doctor it isn't work injury. It isn't a work injury, and they'll deny the claim. Number two, even if your medical provider agrees to treat you, even though you've told your medical provider it's a work injury, most insurance companies will decline to pay for medical treatment related to a work injury. For example, the Blue Cross Blue Shield health insurance policy says we don't cover services for a work-related injury. Number three, let's say that you go to your own doctor, you tell them it's a work-related injury, they somehow agree to treat you, and for some reason your health insurance company doesn't catch on that it's a work-related injury and they start paying the care. And a year later, year and a half later, they find out. What could happen then? Well, the scary thing is that the health insurance company can pull their money back from the doctors, and now the doctors are looking to you to be personally liable for those bills because A, health insurance company isn't paying for it, and B, work comp won't pay for it because you went to a doctor that wasn't in the chain of referral, wasn't authorized. So now you're stuck in a really bad place because you've gotten this medical care, and let's say it was extensive, and your health insurance company, let's say, paid $70,000 for it, and then a year later found out it was workers' compensation, they can pull that money back from the doctor. Now the doctor is coming after you for that $70,000, and you can't then go and get it covered under work comp unless you can show that you had a right to choose that doctor. If you didn't have a right to choose the doctor, then work comp won't pay for it, health insurance won't pay for it, and you're kind of in a world of hurt. So we always tell injured workers, watch out, talk with us before you start getting medical care on your own through your own health insurance or through your own doctor, because it can get tricky. If you or a member of your family has been injured on the job, let them know that there is a law firm that they should get in touch with. Us, Kaplan Morrell. We help our clients on a contingent fee basis, which means that we don't get paid unless our client gets benefits that they deserve under the law. So call us, text us, go to our website. Our initial consultations are free, confidential, and they'll give you peace of mind when you know your rights. And with that, hey, thank you for spending part of your day with me. Bye.